What's up with it?
Yo,
That
yo,
tastes good.
yo. This guy. What's up,
That
y'all?
tastes good.
What's
What's
up?
happening with it? What's going on?
We back another episode of the Fire Session. Woo! We this been a week, man. It's been a week. It's busy. It's
Busy.
summer's over now, so we're going into fall. But fall brings great times for us because, especially for me and Benji, because you know what, we love sports. So you got football and basketball and baseball, all this stuff going at the same time.
Everything going on. College football. You got
College football,
everything going on.
football, everything going on at the same time. So it's a great time of the year. Plus, you know what I'm saying, for us folks in Texas, because Benji always messes with us because our temperatures are crazy. Like this morning, it was a breezy 65 degrees. So that felt
What? Look at God sending y'all some decent weather. That's all
amazing.
right.
Coming from 100-degree weather, just a few weeks ago. But you know what I'm saying? It's hey man, we grateful, we thankful for every day and this beautiful weather because we got people out in the world right now, like people out in Florida that are dealing with some extenuating circumstances and some weather. So prayers up for them on the coast, man,
Yes.
that they
Shout
can.
out to the folk in Florida. Shout out to all my folk in Florida that's maintaining. Checked on some of y'all today. Glad y'all all right, man.
Yep. And y'all already know, man. We got a great interview for y'all today. We got somebody coming with some amazing information. We always try to put the medicine in the candy. We're gonna entertain you, but we're gonna give you something that's gonna be able
Gonna
to
be solid.
take
This,
with
this,
you when
this
you.
is for our entrepreneurs. This is for our folks, our business owners, our entrepreneurs, the small business owners, those of you who are funding your own business. We want to teach you how to stop doing that and get the bank's money. It's available. It's there. It's there.
Already. So before we get started, y'all already know we got to go back and forth right quick. So Benji, how's the week getting started off, man?
It's chill, man. It's straight. You know how life is, man. It's always some adjusting, had to tell my son no a couple times. Had to do, you know how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But we make it happen, man. We're just born with that resiliency in us, and we just make it happen, bro. Like that's our thing, man. That's how we do, man. So glad to be alive. This is better than forest lawn, as one of my old mentors used to say.
Mm,
So we're enjoying it for sure.
that's a fact. Hey, telling you, last night, amazing night for your boy. If y'all don't,
Oh, your boy pulled up to the concert. I'm mad I couldn't get out there, man. I'm just saying.
hey, Wu Tang, Nas, Busta Rhymes in the same concert. It was an old head's dream. You know what I'm saying? Old tickets, you know what I'm saying? 40 plus. You know what I'm saying? When he asked, I think Nas was like, "Is anybody what a 40 plus at?" There was a lot of 40
A
plus in
lot
there.
of 40 plus. Yeah.
A lot of
That's
40.
that's definitely the crowd. Us folk who love that old school hip hop. Yes, sir.
I'm proud though, man. Like I said, I ain't tripping, man. A lot of times when I meet people, especially like last night, I got the Suge Knight thing and I had the security thing. So let me explain to the audience what that is. Every time I go somewhere, especially where there are large crowds, either I'm the guy from Straight Outta Compton, one of the two, or am I security at whatever venue it is? Because they're gonna ask me, they're like, "You're a very large individual. Are you the security?" I'm like, I'm
Bro
just
get hit up instantly. Like, yo, bro, you want to be security?
I'm just here trying to see the concert, just like
I
everybody
I, I
else.
mean, I mean, I get that too, being short. You know what I'm saying? I get that.
Yeah, we are two totally different ends of the spectrum, but it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? God created us all in different variations and for very good reasons, and it's all good, man. It's necessary. It's necessary, man, because somebody got to buy the regular people clothes. Somebody got to buy the big and tall
I
clothes.
mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad my prices the way that they are because I ain't got to really trip. You know what I'm saying? I could walk into any store and be hooked up. I'm just saying you might not be able to do that. So,
I can't. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like I say,
Baby Gap up in this joint, I can pull up on the Baby Gap.
I'm telling you, like I say all the time, no offense, but my stud ladies out there, y'all stay out them 2X and 3Xs. Stay out of them.
You finna start a whole riot talking about studs.
I'm trying to find a 3X and my homie over here, you know what I'm saying? She over here buying a 3X and she 5'7" and and 300 pounds. I'm like, got that 3X.
Leave that alone. As the country folks would say, let that alone. Let that alone.
We got jokes for days, y'all. It's all it's all love for everybody, but y'all already know we gonna clown a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We're gonna bring y'all some great information. So let's not delay it any further. Let's get this information going. We're gonna let Benji drive the bus today. So Benji, introduce our guest for us.
Give me 1 second. I want y'all to check out a friend of mine. We're talking about entrepreneur. She made this specifically for me. Her name is Amanda. Her IG is at Sweet Creations XYXZ. And this is her business card right here. I hope you guys can see that. But what I wanted to do is show you this thing right here is fire. But I want to do this real quick because she makes this specifically for me for it's the dessert for my dinners. It's one of the desserts for my dinners. And I will be reaching out to several other people so that you can have desserts at my dinners and we can get you your shout out and all of that kind of stuff. But she made it specifically for me. As you can see, the red is on it. And anybody knows me knows I love red. But I'm trying to be nice and not go rogue with it. But listen, I'm just going to... I'm trying not to go rogue with it, y'all, but I had to because she put it super nice. She packs it nice, came in great packaging. Now, here's the crazy part. My idea was chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Chocolate on top, strawberry cake mixed with some mint in the inside. So this is chocolate, strawberry, mint. So we want to try this. Amanda, Sweet Creations. Y'all go follow her on IG. I will literally tag her on the page soon, and we are going to check this out. So I just want to taste this a little bit and show y'all how fire this is. Look how good that is, man. Okay, let me get this paper out my mouth because
this guy.
This right here, this right here, perfect. Y'all go check her out. She's dope. If you're in the Cali area, need some cake pop made, go check her out. All right, Sweet Creations, go check her out on IG. All right, tonight we have Miss Monica from Leveraging Your Business Credit. She is a business credit coach, and she is going to teach us how to get this money for your business. Not only the business credit, but the business funding, all of that. So let's welcome to the show, Miss Monica. Yeah. What's going on, girlie?
Hey, nothing much.
All right. Glad to have you on the show. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Listen, I knew when I first met her on Facebook some time ago, however long ago, I was like, yo, Ken, we got to have her on the show. We got to have her on because she know what she's talking about. So this is what we're going to drive into y'all today. We got somebody who knows what they're talking about, and we're going to make it happen tonight for sure.
Okay.
That's a fact. So let's start out with this. If we start out all the time with our guests, you know what I'm saying? We want to know some background. We want to know where you from, what city you from, what town you from, what set you claim, whatever you want to let the people know. Talk. Let us know what's going on with you. Where you from?
So I am born and raised Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
that means she's special, y'all, but go ahead.
Oh, she's from D-Town? That's home.
So background-wise, I have about 25 years of business marketing and branding experience. I used to work for
Wait, hold on. You look 15, 18 years old. You said 25 years?
Okay, I just had a birthday, so how old do I look?
I ain't getting into all that. You ain't finna get me in trouble.
I just turned
It's 15 to 8. It's 18. We're gonna give you legal drinking age.
I'm just glad they're still carding me at 20, thinking I'm 21. So
yeah, you could definitely get
yes. 20. Good Lord. Okay, all right.
So background wise, business branding, marketing, I've been doing it for quite some time. Also DOT compliance background as well. Used to work for several entities. So there's not an industry that I haven't dealt with, from recycling companies, insurance companies, auto glass, landscaping, trucking, you name it. I've pretty much dealt with those industries. Business credit wise, I've only been doing business credit for close to like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started off as a DBA and then I converted it to an LLC.
Okay.
But
And
how
that's huge right there. We'll get to that part in a little bit, but that is huge.
Yeah. And so how I got to this point is when you see businesses working diligently and hard and they're not able to, like missing out on opportunities, they're not able to take that initiative to do what they really want to do with the business. I decided that I wanted to make a difference and impact businesses in a major way and be that where the disconnect is as far as finding funding and business credit, that they would have an opportunity of being able to go beyond the norm.
Okay.
I realized a lot of things from trial and error. I've had several businesses in the past. And when I started working on my business credit and studying consistently, going through the processes, learning, getting educated, paying for training and different stuff, I started doing it as a courtesy,
Mm-hmm.
just helping people in general, because I feel like in business, you should always be in business to be an impact. It
Right. To
shouldn't
be a
always
help.
be,
Right.
getting some in return. And over time, it just started like clicking, like, okay, well, maybe I should go ahead and do this as a business because I'm already helping people on a consistent
Right.
basis
Right.
get results. And so I got to the point now. So now I'm like, I think I'm at 331 clients
Right.
as of last month. And so I just been, um, again, I'm an open book. I've just been consistently learning and evolving and mastering the process, and helping individuals get to the level that they're trying to gain. My biggest thing was transparency. In the
Right.
past, I know we've all wasted money in
Right.
utilizing different resources, coaches and training and all this different stuff. And I just wasn't getting the results that I was anticipating getting. So one thing that I decided to do different.
Uh-oh. I think we lost her because she in Florida, y'all.
Give me some one-on-one help. Don't give me a piece of paper or an email or a video and expect me to grasp it all, because everybody's learning curve is different. So that kind of was the thing that set me apart from most. Um,
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's kind of go back and let's kind of simplify it for the people who don't really what's going on. And she got the forehead out again. Praise God.
oh
What's
my
going
goodness.
on? What's going on? welcome to
Guys,
welcome to Trish.
yeah, the forehead is out. It's still here. The forehead's gonna be out all the way till birthday. Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. You're good. You're straight.
All right. Hi everyone. Sorry to cut in, but hello.
It's all right. Welcome. We're always a pleasure to have you with us. So let's kind of simplify. Let's kind of go back a little bit. What is business credit in its simplest form? What is business credit, and what is it for?
Okay, so business credit itself is it was created specifically for businesses. One, the difference between the two, business credit itself is strictly based for businesses only. It's been in place for years. It's just no one took advantage of it.
Right.
How it's built, it's just based on credibility, payment history, and a employer identification number.
Right.
As long as you are consistent and you're the foundation of the business credit set up properly, the sky's the limit on the amount of business credit and funding you can achieve.
Right.
One
And
of
that creates the avenue to where you can help assist yourself in funding your business instead of you just coming out of pocket for every expense. You know,
Absolutely
the small business runs to the store and does all of that stuff themselves to fund
correct.
themselves. You don't need that. You could get the business credit and
Right.
fund it that way, right?
Absolutely. So on the flip side, so you got your personal credit. Your personal credit is strictly based on personal. And then you got your business credit that's strictly based on business. The reason why business credit is so essential and is a must to have is because, say, I am going into a bank, I'm starting a new business, and I need a business line of credit. Your personal credit can only take you so far. Your business credit is going to take you beyond that amount.
Right.
Your personal credit has a threshold. Your business credit doesn't.
When you say threshold, you mean score wise
A
or
limit,
funding wise?
a limit to where the banker will tell you you have to have business credit in order to be able to get this amount.
Correct.
Versus on the personal side, because you can have a 800 credit score on the personal side and you can go into a bank and ask for a business loan. However, if you have no business credit history, they have nothing. They, say your debt to income ratio is 30% or 40%, for
Right.
example. Only thing they can base it on is based on your personal credit, which means
Right.
that I'm sure you have maybe a house, you have your existing personal debt on there. So it's going to limit the amount of funding that they supply you versus you have established business credit with an 800 credit score. That's icing on the cake.
Right. It
So
gives you an extra avenue.
it doubles the amount that you will get funding for
Right.
versus.
Business credit. So, what is I know the scores are different. I know you can have a 800 business regular credit score, but your business credit score can be higher. Is that true or no?
So you need to, in order to have solid business credit, you need to have an 80 paydex score. You need to have an 85 plus experience score. You need to have a 400 plus Equifax score. And if you're going to be dealing with small business grants or small business loan or small business government contracting, you need which is a SMBSS score, small SBSS score, small business scoring system. You're going to need a 160 or greater
Right.
score.
And those stretch across, and they're
Yeah,
different
so
from
so
totally
so
different from regular
yeah,
credit.
so totally different. So kind of comparing the two, like with business credit, you can cut off your trade lines.
Right.
With personal credit, if you cut off your personal credit
Your
lines, it's
score
going
will
to drop
drop.
your score.
Right.
Long as you maintain what you have in place, it's not going to drop.
Agreed. For
But there,
definitely.
but there is a strategy that you have to incorporate whenever you establish the basic level trade lines. You got to know when to get rid of them because otherwise it becomes from an investment to a bill.
Right. Now, with that, you mentioned the Paydex score, which is part of it. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I know there's different avenues for this. You mentioned four of them, but talk to us a little bit about the Paydex, because I know each one has its own score.
Okay, so your paydex score generally is going to be an 80. It has the potential to go up to 100, but in talking to a Dun and Bradstreet representative, I was advised that you should never let your paydex score go over 85 because it flags your account
Right.
as a high risk, which means that you could be doing something kind of like a lot of times people pay other people to do trade line stuff.
Right.
And if it gets too high, then they flag that account and they monitor the trade lines reporting. So it's recommended to keep either 80 or 85 paydex score. That's what the normal business with good payment history
Payment
ranks.
history. Right.
Now, Dun& Bradstreet is the main bureau for the country,
Right.
which means that whenever you sign up for an LLC or an incorporated business, typically what happens is within 30 days, whoever is assigned to your paperwork is supposed to submit your documentation to Dun& Bradstreet, and your Dun& Bradstreet number is issued. Most
Right.
individuals feel like you have to pay for a Dun& Bradstreet number. No,
No.
you can submit free of charge. However, Dun& Bradstreet tries to upsell you to expedite it, but there's no need to be expedited. They try to charge $298 for an expedited Dun& Bradstreet when it's already submitted. It's just a matter of just being a little patient
Being a little patient,
and
letting
calling
the
a couple times
thirty to
and
60
getting that.
days go. Yeah.
That's it. It's But again, I've had clients to call me and say, hey, somebody was going to charge me $200 to help me to get my Dun& Bradstreet number. And then Dun& Bradstreet was going to charge me 200 and some dollars. I'm like, why?
Right. Well, that's part
That's,
of
that's
not
it.
knowing the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got you here today, so that for those people who are novices to this, they can understand it a little more. Now, you mentioned the Dun and Bradstreet, but the LLC, now that allows you a little bit more flexibility to be able to get the DUNS number and things of that nature. Talk to us a little bit about establishing the LLC and why you need to establish the LLC.
So a LLC itself is a limited liability corporation. It separates your personal from your business,
There you go.
which is the key. Whenever you set up your LLC, make sure that you have a registered agent linked to your formation documentation. One of the biggest mistakes that I see whenever I do a business credit analysis is they have their personal name on there as the registered agent. They have a cousin, family member, relative, and these individuals who are registered under the registered agent are responsible for knowing the taxes, policies, and filings of
They're
different
like
companies.
you list them, it's like the secretary.
They don't know that the registered agent, if anybody does a serve process to you, they're going to be served. And if they're served and they don't know the terminology or what to say to the representative, your business could go over, I mean, could go down
Right.
like in flames. And so it's very important that you get a registered agent for in your particular state. I normally use Texas Registered Agent um, .com, and basically they're a liaison between you and the state that you're in. But there's several registered agents, and it's a simple fee. Texas is 35, California I think it's $42, and you just
45,
pay
yeah.
it annually. Yeah, it just pay it annually, and that's it. They send you notifications by email, by phone, by mail, and they let you know, hey, you got a filing. Another thing is, like, I see a lot of companies operating a business thinking their LLC is active and it's not. Every May of each year, you have to file your franchise tax fee.
Right.
They just want to verify you're not making over $2 million. That's it. You
Right.
can put $0, you can put $100,000. You're not gonna pay a fee.
Right.
You pay a
Now,
fee, don't pay it.
explain that. Say that again, because I have a person who asked me a question, and the reason why they didn't want to do it was because of that. And I said, you know what, you need to sit down and get a better understanding. Tell us that tax part once again, because that person may be watching.
So every May, you have to file your franchise tax fee, your form. That form is for every incorporated nonprofit business. It's required by the state. And so whenever you don't file it, they'll fine you and they'll automatically make your business, it'll say franchise involuntary deactivated. So you got to get it reinstated. But a lot of businesses, they're operating a business, they're not filing their taxes, and they're not filing their franchise fees. And really, it's a free, you can do it yourself. It literally took me 10
Right.
minutes.
Right.
Or you can pay your registered agent to do it. They normally charge $100.
Right.
But
And
it has
that's
to be done.
through your LLC. You can literally have them take care of this for you off the top, so that you don't have to worry about that.
Correct. And it's every state has a comptroller. All you do is go to the comptroller site and fill out the information and turn it in. It doesn't matter how much money you make. They just want to verify you're not making over $2 million a year. And if you are making over $2 million, it's still not a huge fee.
Right.
So
And these are things that business owners, small business owners should know, because these are the simple things that allow you to get this business funding. If you're tired of coming out of your pocket for everything, I mean, you're going to pay your bills also, but having that cushion, I think, is necessary for every business owner to have.
absolutely, I certainly agree. There's a lot of missed opportunities that transpire when you don't have funding. What if you got that opportunity and all you needed $10,000 and you don't even have that to
Right.
invest?
Right.
So it create opportunities that is beyond what we can actually do out of our own pockets itself. And
Right.
then you can't establish business credit with an inactive business entity
Business to see.
either.
Yeah.
So those trade lines won't report.
Shoot, man, turn your and another thing you could do too is it's like turning your everyday expenses into your business. The
Yeah.
things that we do on a regular, you establish them with your business. That's one of the also the benefits of getting the business credit, because normally you just going to the grocery store to buy stuff. Well, establish this through your business. You're already spending it. Why not put it into your business and that comes back to you? And also, end of the year, business credit is a tax write-off.
Absolutely. Your trade lines are a tax write-off.
Mhm.
So
See,
all you
there
do
you
is count
go.
how the receipts and turn it in and put it on the marketing.
Wow.
That's
See,
it.
this is for my folks out there. Y'all hear this? Because I had a friend of mine who was scared to do it. I'm like, what you like? And I'm like, yo, like this is a tax write off. You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. You can write it off at the end of the year. So
Here's the
those
thing.
are
Oh,
If you are scared to invest, you will eventually become scared of spending your personal funds at some point because you're going to get exhausted. It is no way around it. You cannot operate a business and not at least have some type of business credit or cushion.
right.
how
At
do
some
you
point, you'll get to a brick wall and you're going to say, okay, well, what next? How can I avoid this? That's your way out.
how do you begin to build business credit? Is it, I mean, when you establish a LLC, you just don't start off with it, correct? You need to build
You
it
don't.
somehow.
Right. So the first thing you must do when I do the business credit analysis and I look at the business that I've never met before, the first thing you want to do is you want to verify your documentation. That's one of the most important thing is your foundation paperwork. Your EIN paperwork has to match your DUNS number and
Right.
your Secretary of State information need to match. All the addresses need to match across the board. So you do those three things, then you're in a position that you can start. But that EIN number, Secretary of State, and your DUNS need to all match no matter what. Once you do that, then you take the initiative and you make sure that you know what trade line reports to what trade line. The thing about it is that you need to know how many trade lines need to report to per bureau in order to accumulate your 80 paydex score, your 85 Experian score, your 400 Equifax score, and then your SMBSS. So, for record, if y'all want to take notes for your Dun& Bradstreet, you need to have 3 reporting to Dun& Bradstreet for 3 consecutive months. On that 4th month, it'll automatically report. If you want for your Experian, you need to have 4 trade lines reporting, and then you accumulate your 85 score. You need to have 5 Equifax trade lines, and then you accumulate over 400 score. Long as you know, the thing that most individuals waste money is they are all over the place buying all these different trade lines. They don't know where they report and expect to get results. Now,
Right.
whenever you set up your trade lines, it's very important that you have everything to the T as far as addresses, DUNS number, EIN number. It
Right.
has to match. The slightest mistake that you have, you're going to go back and get correct everything. You're going to have to submit a request to each bureau. That's another thing. Corrections is pulling out teeth because you have the bureaus are designed to make money. You're going to have to pay for a report for Experian and Equifax to be able to correct the mistakes that you have made. Dun& Bradstreet is a little bit different. They don't require you to pay a
Right.
um, a fee to change some of the address information, but all the other bureaus is at least $50. So the your best bet is from day one. Before you do your trade lines, make sure all your addresses match.
Right.
Everything match across the board. Because remember, Secretary of State automatically submits your Dun& Bradstreet information. And if that information is incorrect, you got to go into Dun& Bradstreet site and update that information. You have to have a solid business credit profile. You have to have an estimated amount of revenue that you put in Dun& Bradstreet site. Telephone numbers need to be up to date. Emails need to be up to date. That's another thing. You need to have a professional email, not
Right.
a email, not
Yes.
a Yahoo, not a Hotmail. Listen, if
I
you
know why
came,
kid. I
if you
know why
came to my
kid
funding
laughing.
company, if you came to my funding company and you had a Hotmail account, that
You,
doesn't show me stability.
you should
Even if you
typically
have the
have a
money,
Gmail or something like that. Is that correct?
no. You should
Talk to
have
us.
a .com email, like the Fiyah inquiries at thefiyahsession.com.
See, there you go.
Something like that. It has to be, you need to put your company name in it if you can. But you need to have something. That's one of the disqualifiers for a lot of different things. When it comes to funding, when it comes to Amazon, they'll automatically disqualify you for certain
Right.
things.
Now, the dope part, you mentioned those trade lines. Now,
Mhm.
the dope part about establishing the DUNS number, the EIN, all of that,
Mhm.
one of the dope parts is you don't get flagged, if I'm correct. You don't get flagged when you apply like for regular credit if you get denied, per
Oh,
se.
for inquiries.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So on the business side, inquiries don't hurt you.
there you go.
Yeah.
So you can apply up to 60 different places and get approval. Of course, you select the ones you want to be approved of, but
Correct.
nowhere near close to regular credit where if you apply, you get denied and then it stays on your record for 2 years. Business credit is totally different.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct.
And I wanna make a distinction here. Two things. I know y'all heard her say 400 credit score, and she's not talking about your personal credit. She's talking about your business credit. Because some of y'all got 400 credit score right now on your personal. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna
How
get.
you'd be surprised. We have capital companies that'll approve you at 550 or greater right
Okay.
now.
550 is good. 550 is better than 400. Some of these people.
400 is not going
and
to get you
and
anywhere.
listen, that 400 is not bad when it comes to your business credit. The numbers are different when it
Yeah.
comes to your
Absolutely.
business credit compared to your personal credit.
And also what she was saying about the email, I make a joke about that all the time. People, you can't keep applying for any type of business, anything or anything professional, and your email is cheekclapper12@gmail.com. Can't apply for stuff like that. It's not professional. I've seen people
Cheek clapping 12.
when I was working at HR. You wouldn't believe the emails that I saw when I was working at HR field. And I'm like, people, you applying for a professional job, and this is your email you put down? Come on, y'all. We got to do better.
So this is another insight. Make sure that before you apply for a actual credit card, not a vendor trade line account like Quill or Uline, no,
Right,
like Capital on Tap, American Express, Discover Business, a Navy Federal Credit Union business credit card. Make sure you have your business credit established before
you
you
go in
apply
there.
for yours.
Right,
Make sure all your scores appear, because what happens is you don't want to personal guarantee anything.
right,
You hear me? Do not. The goal is not to use your personal credit. The goal
right,
is to reduce your debt to income ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do your cards right and you do your payment history the way you should do it, if you decide to want to transfer a vehicle over, if you decide to want to purchase a vehicle over, you won't have any issues as long as you have 6 months of payment history and you have at least 7 trade lines reporting or greater.
right.
They
In
will.
which those trade lines are simple to get. You got to understand, hearing approved is crazy for your business because for the most part, if your paperwork is legit, if you've got your stuff lined up, proper email where they can reach out to you, when you apply and you're a legit business, they're pretty much going to say yes when you apply for a trade line. They
Absolutely.
want to get you
Absolutely.
into the business. They want to get you into this business credit. But I'll say this. You need to establish a business bank account though as well though, right?
So typically what I do during the process when I'm building a client's credit, I also build their banking
Right,
history, because it's very imperative. Most individuals, you have to have 3 recent bank statements of at least $5,000 or greater for lenders to even look at you. Some of them will take 3,500, like Cabbage.
hmm
However, you want to make sure that you're appealing. Lenders would not lend to you $100,000 and you only got $2,500 in your account.
right,
They will only give you up to 150% of the transaction history. But here's the catch. There is a way around getting more money if you know how to handle your transactions and deposits in your account.
right,
If you need $50,000, you're going to have to make your account look like you can afford $50,000.
Right.
That means you may have to take some money out. People been doing it for years. They may not necessarily have that money.
True.
If
Very
you
true.
have $15,000 in your account, take some of that money out, put it back in. Take some of that money out, put it back in. Within that
Right.
month before the statement cycle post. They don't know
Because
what
you want the bank is looking at numbers.
they looking at just your deposits and additions only. They don't
Right.
care. And they looking at I just had a client early this morning. He wanted $35,000. Okay. He had the transaction history, but he had fees. Those overdraft fees will hurt you. It will cut a percentage of the money that they're going to give you. So you make sure that your transaction history is right. That's why it's important to have not just one business banking account with that bank. You need to have an account for your taxes. Need to have an account for your expenses. You need to have an account for your payroll so you can separate them. So if you're going to make all the mistakes, don't make it on the one that you're going to need for funding.
Right.
Make it on a different account if you just have to.
Right.
But you keep that main funding account that you're going to use for funding, and you got to make sure it's squeaky clean.
Right.
But you can play with the numbers by taking the deposits, take money out, put it in, take money out, put it in until they add up to the amount. Remember, they will only fund you up to 150% of whatever's in your account. But if your deposits and additions show $40,000 or $25,000, they're going to give you up to 150% of that amount.
Right.
So you work the system. You do that for that account. Now, lenders will only give you 3 loans per account. So you need more than one business banking account with 3 different banks if you can.
Yeah.
Which you should be able to if you're doing it. I would say literally getting with a credit coach, getting with someone who understands the process and not, how would we say, Jimmy rigging yourself. Make sure you do it properly. And when you do it properly, the funds open up.
Absolutely. And the thing about
listen to me.
Absolutely.
When you hear constantly, you are approved, it does something to you. It's like, you mean to tell me everything I'm applying for under my business name is approved? Because they want you in this space. This is free money. I wouldn't say free money. Let me take that back.
Yeah.
They get commission after lending you money.
Yeah, there you go.
They want you to get it.
And for the most part, the fees are very, very, very minimal. Some companies, Quill, Granger, Linear, black T-shirt companies, things of that nature, they just want to charge you a membership fee to join, and that's it. You pay $50, $40. And also, by the way, you don't necessarily need to, when you're starting up, you don't need to put, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in there. You just want to establish credit with this company. So it's not like you're going to use the company and spend $50,000 with one company. No, you want to put $100, $200 with this company, $100 with that company, and build it over time and just let it accumulate.
And if you do it right, you only need to have those trade lines for 90 days. And then you replace those trade lines with greater approvals. You just have to remember whatever company you apply for, you need to know who it reports to, kind of like personal credit.
Right.
If you get ready to pay off a loan, then what you need to do so your credit don't drop, replace that with something else.
Right.
Same thing with business credit. And whenever you get rid of your trade lines, you have 27 days to replace those trade lines, because the business credit bureaus report your payment history between the 28th and the 1st of each month, like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that, no matter what trade line, like no matter what the deadlines are on the trade lines, always pay your balances before the 28th of each month so it can report by the 15th, between the 15th and the 21st of the following month.
Now, you do want to pay them earlier than the reported date, correct?
Correct.
You don't want to pay them on the exact date. You don't want to pay, if it's due on the 1st, you don't want to pay on the 1st. This is your business. Show the bank that you actually pay your stuff on time. So pay it within the 15 days, 16 days cycle, and pay it then.
I say at least 10 days before the due date.
Right.
If you can pay it sooner than that, pay it. I have one client did they trade lines 2 days later, paid everything off.
Right.
So, it helps the it helps your payment history go
Right.
quicker. And when you do that and you do it sooner than everybody else, it doesn't have to take 90 days. It can be 67 days,
Right.
70 days. So, it just depends. But your payment history is a key factor in what they're going to lend you.
Correct. Oh, this is dope. I hope y'all getting this out there.
I
I
Right.
got
hope we're not moving too fast. I hope we're not talking too fast on this, but this is excellent. This is great.
I got a question for her though, because Monica, I'm like, I can tell that you're passionate about this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just asking, like, what makes you so passionate about this? Like, why did you, entrench yourself so deeply in business credit?
The impact. Like I've always been a giver. It's just in me. I've always been a helper. I just feel like that is my calling. To be That's one of the things that I pray about consistently is, position me to be a blessing, on a daily basis.
Right.
It's always better to give than to receive, and you'll
Right.
be blessed in the long run. But the impact, I just want to see everybody winning.
Right.
Um, I see a lot of businesses getting like messed over. I want to be that opportunity where they know that they have someone that's reliable, that's going to be as passionate about their business. And I probably maybe go overboard with helping people, but it's just, I
It's
don't
just
know.
natural. You can't help it.
I
Right.
don't know any other way to do it. Like I see people just don't have a concept and helping them come up with a concept, or kind of put their vision together to just make it work. Even coming up with their systems and process. I do feel like over these years I've learned so much because God was preparing me for this moment. Because industries, I worked at DOT compliance, like who knew I was gonna be dealing with biannual updates, MCS 150, and unified carrier registrations, and knowing the trucking side and all that stuff. I wasn't thinking about that, but it has helped me with dealing with logistics companies, trucking companies, all different industries, and making them better, and at least giving them the resources they may have been lacking, even if it's not business credit related. Long as I know that a difference is being made, that's all I care about.
That's awesome.
And
That's
see, this is
dope.
what we talk about all the time. The past few guests we've had, you said something very similar to what they said. When your passion and your purpose align, and you kind of led into it because you have a giving spirit, and that's one common theme that I hear a lot with people who are successful is they don't focus on the money, they focus on helping people and the results that come from that, and the money is just a byproduct of of putting yourself out there and helping others. So I think if more people had that kind of mentality, like the world would be a much better place if everybody was, trying to help others. You know what I'm saying? So that's very, very dope that you brought that up. I'm feeling that deeply.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Shoot, she gonna get a message from me.
We got somebody in the audience right now from our YouTube audience, Jasmine Graham, that says Monica goes above and beyond for her clients. That's dope.
We love that. We love that.
We got that. Look, we got
Listen,
that
I'm telling you, I
review.
ran into her on Facebook, like, I can't remember, maybe it was like a year or so ago. And like I said, I was like, yo, Ken, you got to watch her lives, bro. Like, she knows what she's talking about. She knows what's going on. And I'm telling you, like, we got to have her on. And you can tell, like, yo, audience, I'm telling you, she knows what she's talking about. And we want y'all to go patronize her too. Y'all use her services. We want you to spend some money on Miss Monica.
I feel like with the pandemic, there's a whole lot of, new business creations and people creating LLCs and trying to establish some type of business in some type of way, but with no clear, route, or don't know
Directed.
anything about business
Right.
credit, like the stuff that she's mentioning and talking about. They're probably sitting here like, huh? So
Yeah.
it's great to like bring not only a person that could talk the talk, but the person that could help walk them through this. So like you said, patronize her, utilize her services. Maybe you knew a little bit, but you don't know, like there's some little stuff she said in there, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So Monica, I need to be right. I'm right, but I need to be right. You know,
Right.
like I got other business like ventures and things that I'm going, so it's great.
Absolutely.
Now explain to, because Patricia mentioned something. People get the LLC, but they don't follow through. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I've seen people who are excited that they got the LLC, but they did nothing with it.
So it's important that as soon as you get your business entity set up, that you start the process of establishing your business credit. Because by the time you get things in order, you already have the funds available to be able to utilize it, even if it's just to take care of payroll, or if it's to take care of the simple things or supplies or just inventory or whatever the case may be. When you don't utilize your LLC, eventually it goes dormant.
Right.
So it's important that you are making sure that you maintain your LLC. Don't not file your taxes because you don't want the IRS to see how much you're really making. Do it the right way.
Right.
I'm telling you, there's so many write-offs right now. So many people wish they had or did everything the right way and filed their taxes, because now they can't get the ERC
Right.
because they didn't file their taxes. That's some people getting $40,000, $50,000.
Right.
But you have to file your taxes and you have to file your forms. And if you're not educated in doing it, just find somebody who can help you
Right.
to get it done. These things are huge, but they're small. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do.
That's
And
very
I know
true.
we try to cut corners, and I know we try to be cheap and conservative on what we do, but there's some investments that we must make.
Yeah.
Now,
Worth
why
it.
would you say a person doesn't establish it? Would you say it's fear? Are people scared of this? Like, do you run into clients who are literally scared of the entire process because it's unknown to them?
One, I think it's a mindset thing. They straddle the fence. They are willing to invest in other things, but not invest in the right things.
Mm-hmm.
They will spend, $2,000, save up $2,000 for a trip, but they won't invest $500 to change their entire lifestyle.
Right.
So it's really a mindset thing, and it's more so they're not looking at it as an investment. They're looking at it as a bill.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And so we nowadays, you cannot afford to not take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You
I
have
like
to keep
that.
going. What are you losing?
Well, like the old folks used to say, scared money don't make money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's exactly what they mean. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, in order for you to win big, you got to take some risk. You know what I'm saying? Risk is involved in everything. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all out there taking risk, and y'all out there doing things unprotected. So take them.
That's a lift your hands moment right there. You got
Let's make you some money instead of cost you.
But
Right.
you're all the way. You're right. You're correct. Man.
I know
Yeah.
for
it's funny because I know people who have established an LLC, but when you mention the extra process of it, they have no clue. And I'm like, yo, like you're missing out. It's like, bro, like you got a business, but what are you doing with it? So, for example, I shared with a friend of mine the T-shirt club, and I'm like, yo, like they'll offer you $10,000, all you need to do, and how much did you pay? $69 for a membership fee.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, these are well, how did you do that? Your EIN, they want to know your information. They want to know the basics. It's not hard. Everything that comes on your LLC, when you do it completely, all the way through, that's all you put in there. And then that's it. And they want you to sign up for a membership fee, and that's it. But I think a lot of people are scared of the total process because they just don't know. And when you get someone like we have tonight who's willing to share this information with y'all, I think y'all should run with it. I think you should run with it.
I think another thing for them is there's a lot of sharky people that, you know, try to pretend
Oh,
to help, you know, and
Right.
they're really out there, like she said, like, you know, they charge me a fee, and then on top of that there's another fee for this and this and this and that, and she's like, you don't even have to pay all that. So now we're
Right.
bringing you guys somebody that isn't a shark. She is here to help, you know, so we're bringing you a person. We got somebody for you now that you can trust.
Yeah, we got the
So we brought
goods.
you the trustworthy source to utilize. So here
We
y'all
putting
go.
the medicine in the candy. What they say, Ken? What you say, Ken?
Yeah, we putting the medicine in the candy. We giving you something. We giving you something sweet and entertaining, but we also giving you some substance along with that. You
I
know.
mean, we can't. We're not a Cheeto puff, y'all. We're not a Cheeto puff. We're not hollow in the inside. We got
Oh, okay. I
some
was like,
substance to it.
I was
Hold on,
looking
Cheeto Puffs are good though. Cheeto Puffs is
Yeah,
good. So,
Cheeto puffs is good though. I can't lie to you, but you know.
hold on though, not too much.
I was trying to see where it was going. I was like,
Oh man, you're a mess. You're a mess. So,
there.
so, so you mentioned the proper paperwork. What does the proper paperwork consist of?
So the proper paperwork consists of course, you need to have an EIN number. That EIN number address need to match your Secretary of State, which is where you would go to set up your LLC or incorporated entity documentation. Make sure that that address is correct. Make sure your registered agent is not yourself, not a family member, not somebody that does not have any legal knowledge.
Right.
Typically, a registered agent is a liaison between you and the state. So it has to be either a registered agent, CPA, and attorney. Most people don't want to pay a CPA and attorney, so you have to rely on a registered agent. They're very good resources. They keep you from going inactive. They keep you in the loop on your forms. They keep you in the loop on when taxes are due. So a lot of the educational stuff that we are unfamiliar with, they keep you in the loop. And so outside of that, you will need to apply for your Dun and Bradstreet number in the event that it has not populated by the time the Secretary of State submits your documentation, which typically transpires within 30 days of you establishing your business entity. You can upload your LLC document and your EIN paperwork, and they will issue you a DONS number if it's in like back order. They'll expedite it and have it to you within 30 days. So you do not have to pay for a Dun and Bradstreet number.
Right. Right.
Okay. And
Well,
so,
go ahead.
and
I'm sorry.
those are really the key things you need. And once you do
and
that,
a
then
good
it's
email address.
fine.
A good
Yeah.
email address.
And
Yeah.
then yeah,
No,
a
no,
valid and then a valid email, not a
not cheek
email,
clapper.
Hotmail.
5,000.
It needs to be a .com email address.
Not for those people that are only familiar with their high school email address. How would they establish that? Where do they
You
go?
can go to GoDaddy.com. You have to set up a website domain first, and then you can they'll issue out you an email address.
Mhm.
So www whatever that the company name is, and then you can do like customer service or inquiries at whatever the company name is. And then make sure that if you have a business telephone number and it's a cell phone number, just go to 411 listing and list and register your business telephone number so it can be accessible. Now, I always recommend once you get close to hitting your business credit scores that you contact LexisNexis to get them to validate your business. It's a back burner business credit bureau that a lot of the banks use. If you have not been validated yet, you want to get validated before you apply for business credit cards. It'll help you get approval.
Mhm.
So it's LexisNexis. So just make sure you call and say, hey, I just want to call and get my business verified. And then they'll say, what's your name? They'll ask you for your business address, your name of your business telephone number, and then they'll say, give me 1 second. And then they'll say, okay, we validated you, we found you, but if you don't have things registered and visible, you won't
Non-existent.
validate. They'll tell you to call back.
Mhm.
So a couple things to validate yourself. Google business places. I know you guys are dealing with these virtual addresses and home addresses. I do not recommend a home
Yes.
address. You can
You need
use
a
your
you need a
address.
different address.
Please. You don't want nobody coming to your door
Right.
asking for service.
And also when you do that, when you register that, yeah, your personal information is listed on there as your business. So people can pull up if they want to. So be careful.
Right. So here's a workaround. What I've done because I operate out of my home. Well, temporary. I'm getting ready to get an office, but right now I operate out of my home.
Right.
And what I do is I use my registered agent address, because if they serve me, they have my registered agent address as my business address. If they need anything dealing with me, they contact my registered agent. It'll go directly to their place of business, and you can use Google Business Places to register it. Now, from a virtual address standpoint, make sure whatever virtual address you use, they just have a physical address, not a PO box. It has to be like a good company uses. Let me see, address. Physicaladdress.com is a good one to use. They have a physical address in your area. You just put in your zip code, and they will send you your code when Google sends you your business code to log it in to validate it. These other virtual addresses have been getting flagged, and they lock the account where you have to reset up a brand new Google business page to even get it validated. But you want to be searchable on Google.
Right.
Also, set up your social media accounts so they can find you. If they go do a Google search, Facebook and Instagram, they are good with making sure that you're visible. As long as you type in your name, you're going to come up.
Right.
Do something simple, even if you don't have a whole lot of content. Just something so when they validate you, they can find you. If they can't find you, they're not going to validate you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
let me ask this. How much funding are we talking about in its totality from one bank?
you can get as much as you want. There's not a limit. Everything is based on your transaction history. You can get funded up to 150% of whatever's in your business banking account. Generally, within the first 6 months, you can typically get anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000 without having to provide tax documentation.
Y'all hear that?
Per bank.
Right.
Tell me your business don't need something like that. Tell this. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to ask earlier, Monica. You stated earlier that you started out with an LLC and then you went from there. So can you talk about your journey with your business? How you started as an LLC, but then you took some extra steps after that. So what are those extra steps?
So I started off as a DBA.
Okay.
And then I ended up transitioning, 5.5, almost 6 years ago. I started off as a DBA, and then I transitioned to an LLC. When I first started the DBA, I kind of wanted to know if this is something that was going to be a good fit for me, because I was kind of doing it as a courtesy for people and not necessarily charging them. But when I started seeing the results, it started getting greater and greater and greater. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to be offering this as a service, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you try stuff, but don't try stuff that long. If it's working for you and you're passionate and you have a good vision, go ahead and do it. Worst scenario, you can dissolve the company, but do it. I wish I had got my LLC back then.
Right.
Because I could have got more funding than I'm getting right now.
Right. Right.
So just do it. And do what you got to do. Be strategic. Write it out. Like they say, write it out. Make it
plain. Write the vision. Make it plain.
I always say when you are starting a business, you need to write out your steps. You need to know, if I'm a client or if you're a client, how would you walk me through the process? You need to write it down, the steps.
Yeah.
You need to know your onboarding procedures. You need to know your fulfillment procedures. You need to know how you're going to follow up with those existing clients and make sure that they stay long-term clients. You need to have your refund policies in place. You need to be able to strategically put all this stuff together, and it has to make sense. You got to be able to connect the dots, because you don't want to be an ordinary business. You want to be, if you're going to be in business, you want to be the best at what you are doing.
Right.
You have to have everything in order, and you have to think the process through. And
what do you say to the person who says, you know what, I don't want to do all the paperwork. I'm not into all the paperwork. What would you recommend for that person? They want to be a part of this. They want to do this, but they don't want to get too heavily involved in the paperwork. What would you recommend for them?
It sounds like one of my clients.
Exactly. I mean, listen, I talk to small business owners all the time as well, and a lot of them are just they're not paperwork people. They don't they
I
like
know.
they don't want to mess with the backroom stuff. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So I would recommend either outsourcing it to somebody who can help you put it together.
Right.
It's very important to have your business systems and processes in place. Before I started doing business credit, that's what I was doing, business automation and systems. And it's very important. You can't leave that out.
Right.
And so when I have clients that don't want to do none of the work, a lot of times they just tell me, here the credit card, pay it on time, like pay it for me. And I'll
Right.
say, okay, well,
Right.
I'm gonna give you a courtesy call
I'm kind of like
before
that myself.
transactions is run because I need to make sure the funds is there.
Yeah.
But I just do all the work. I think that's probably been one of the reasons why I've been so successful is because of the transparency. Most people
Right.
don't walk you through nothing. I share my screen. We do a Zoom call. All the trade lines are done in an hour and 20 minutes. I do everything with you. I don't want you to not be out of the loop.
Right.
Because that's the problem with a lot of businesses. They want to be out of the loop. But what if that person go away?
Right.
How do you close that gap? You're gonna have to find somebody else that can do what they're doing.
Exactly.
That's why, if nothing else, at least take the recording on what was done. And in your spare time, look at
Listen
it.
to it.
Right.
Educate yourself on it.
Because you
Understand.
can be
Well, this
blindsided.
is going to be on YouTube TV. So y'all can go put this up on your big TV and y'all can rewatch this and y'all can have this information rolling and rolling. So you can go back and listen to this if you need more info.
Right. And you can step by step. She telling you what to do.
Yep. Get your pad and your pen out and get to jot some stuff down because it's a lot of information.
Trying
But,
to trying to help y'all right here. Y'all
I
keep
know
that
that's
y'all keep
right.
that thing rolling.
That's how I
Look
am.
like chicken scratch. Look like chicken scratch.
You know what? I ain't even gonna mess with you right now because you got the forehead out right now, so you straight, so you all right.
You have to get you back.
all right. So I had a question, with us, as always, we kind of coming out of the pandemic now. We like to ask our guests, like, what kind of pivot did you have to make during the pandemic? Because you say you've been in business this aspect for what 6 years now, but you've been in business like for 25 years. So, like, what kind of changes did you have to make during the pandemic?
Incorporate remote Zoom in the equation.
Shavari had to say that last week. The therapist, she had the Zoom calls.
It's very important to incorporate a intake form, no matter what entity you're in. I don't care if you're a auto repair shop. If you have a intake form, it allows you to better service your client. They fill out the questions, you know what their needs are, you ask them. And when you complete the intake form, make sure you put all the questions that you would typically ask in a consultation. Because then when you get them on the line or you're in front of the client or etc., whether it's in person or online, you can fulfill their needs and obligations and deliver. And you can put together the things that makes the most sense and then deliver your proposal or deliver your recommendation so you can better service that client.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, she's giving y'all the game. Y'all just got to
Yeah,
right.
she full of game. I listen. I be on her page and I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'll be like, go ahead, girl. Go on with your bad self. You be sharing this, be hooking it up. Go on with your bad self. I love it. I love it.
Okay. So, what's the most difficult thing about working in this field? Like, what kind of issues do you run into on a regular basis that you would say is the most difficult?
I say commitment.
Mm.
Yeah.
There are times that I cannot get a hold of clients. And so my process is very thorough and thought through. And most clients don't realize is that if you don't respond to me within a certain time frame, it's going to throw your business credit program back 45 days.
Mm.
Do you want to waste another 45 days worth of investment outside of me telling? It's not. It's so there's been
Sounds like
times.
procrastination almost.
It is. There's been times that I've had clients that may have been in a financial bind. And sometimes when I am led by God, to do things, then I may pay their trade lines for them just so they don't get behind. Um, it's just the biggest thing is just the commitment part. Like when I reach out to you, or if you haven't done anything in a timely manner, then at least respond. Now I can say out of all my clients, it's probably about 10% are like that. I have several clients that have signed up for the program, and I can probably say at least 22 of them haven't even started the process. They just did the first and hadn't scheduled their appointment for the trade line. So they just wasted $800.
Right.
And I called them, send them an email. When are you, we need to schedule appointment time to start the trade line process. The only part we may have gotten through is setting up their LLC. But I don't know if it's, the fact that they may have to invest $440, a month. I don't know what it is. But now everybody else, they ready. Like,
right.
Glad graduate, got their money back, their investment. I mean, because they don't realize that when you first sign up, you automatically get 17,000 in trade lines. Automatically.
Wow.
So what could just 17,000 do for your business if you had access to it?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Then you keep every month, trade lines are going up. Then when you get to your 90-day mark, you got your American Express that's gonna more than likely give you 5,000 or greater. Then you got your Discover. Then you got your Home Depot, your Lowe's. Now, just say that you have one business, but you're thinking about renovating your home, or you're thinking about rehabbing another business. All you got to focus on is paying the labor part. You got the material.
Right.
Now, remember, we said this earlier. This is not like your personal credit.
Mm-hmm.
When you inquire to your Lowe's, your Home Depots, they don't hit your inquiry and you don't get docked points for
Absolutely.
applying to these places. And for the most part, you pretty much won't get denied if your paperwork is legit.
Absolutely.
It's
There's one more other thing. Even if you have horrible credit, there's a workaround.
right.
Within 45 days, you can get your credit score anywhere from 20 to 150 points by adding a personal trade line
Yes.
to your credit. It works miracles. So if you're concerned about your personal credit, don't.
Right. Because this has nothing to do with your personal credit. If you establish the LLC, the paperwork, it's like establishing a new identity, so to speak.
There you go.
That's
See?
what.
There you go.
Now,
So those of you out there who are worried about, I got a 400 credit score, da 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 da. If you want a new change, if you want something different, establish the LLC, establish the business. You literally give yourself a new identity.
Well,
And listen,
but with that new identity, you better develop some new spending habits too.
Yeah.
yes, well, very true, very true. You do have to, but this is why you need the proper people in place. But some people gonna take that money and hustle a different way. So that's a whole nother story right there. But we ain't got time for that on that show. People gonna get that 17, that 35,000, whatever, and they gonna hustle somewhere else. But we ain't gonna talk about that tonight. All right?
No.
All right. So, Monica, what does it feel like for you to get up every day and do something that you love and that you're passionate about?
It's a blessing, honestly. Like every day when I plant my feet down, I'm always thinking of another way to do better and to advance and to educate myself. Well, how can I help them do this, or how can I do that, or how can I what can I do? Yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be able to have the ability of changing lives, because that's pretty much what the ideal goal is.
Right.
Positioning people to be able to change their entire lifestyle and live on their own terms versus someone else. We know that how society is. You cannot focus on one stream of income. It's
it's insane to even listen. You can't even do that in Cali.
Exactly.
You
It used to
can't
be
even-
optional. Now it's switches like your shirt say. It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's a necessity. You have to have more than one income.
What is your goal? Now, I know some of them because I follow you. I know some of your goals, but what are your personal goals for your business going forward? Because I want to say this. generally people that we bring on the show, they end up taking off. Like it gets bigger, better, established more, and so forth. What are your goals?
So I want to open up a call center, strictly focus on business credit and funding globally. I do plan to tap into international business credit. So within the next 2 months. Um, but my ideal goal is I want to be a global business credit coach um, versus just
Yes.
helping
Yes.
individuals in the U.S.
Right.
And so I also want to open opportunities for other individuals who want to start their own business credit and funding company.
Okay.
I have incorporated a mentorship program that allows you to be able to make at least $100,000 within 6 to 8 months.
Yes.
It can really go beyond that if you are a people's person, don't mind talking to people, um, and don't mind putting yourself out there. And then I am going to I'm going to start a process within the next 60 days of rehabbing some property. So I'm going to have it recorded so I can kind of take everybody on my journey to give you some ideas on how to use your business credit to rehab a property, tap into the trucking side. So there's a lot of things that's about to transpire. And in turn, I'm my way. I just want to be a walking testimony to show other individuals that it can be done. Who said it can't?
Right. See, what I tell y'all. Didn't I tell you we had somebody dope on the show tonight?
Did, you
From
probably
Mr. Flyconic to Shavari to Monica tonight. Listen,
Hold
man,
on, but
we giving y'all some heat. I'm just saying.
I think that last part of what she said deserves a lift your hands.
It-
Oh, it does. A
Hands
testimony. Yeah.
hands moment because
we got our hands lifted because that's dope.
that's inspirational in itself. Because we usually ask the guests at the end of the show, do you want to say anything inspirational or motivational or give any advice? And
She
you
already
give it advice. I mean, if you got something else, motivation, inspiration, you want to tell the people before we get up out of here, just talk to them.
Well, I actually do. No matter what business that you're in, it's important that you do what you are led to do without fear. I've always used the motto, fear is not of God. And when you are led and something is tapping you on your shoulder every day on a consistent basis and telling you to go do it and pursue it, you need to listen.
Right.
Anytime that you are led, don't worry about the resources on where they're going to come from. You just have to do it because you're not at a disadvantage by just going ahead and taking that leap of faith.
Right.
You're at a disadvantage if you don't do it.
Don't do it. Fact.
You're going to be who wants to be at a standstill?
Right.
If you are not okay with your situation, if you're not okay with your finances, change it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have there are so many resources that we didn't have. And I'm not trying to say my age, but back in the day, we didn't have none of those resources. We were taught to do a 9 to 5 for till you're 70 years old.
Yep.
and retire. We were
Right.
not told that you can be entrepreneurs and you can make the same amount of money that you make in retirement in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
We were conditioned
To
to have
work,
that
work, work,
mentality.
work, work. Pay
But
for
now,
everything.
so now since we know, it's important that you take the next step.
Right.
No matter how much it costs. If you ever take a loss, remember you're going to get it back tenfold.
Yeah.
Always.
That's a
It never
spiritual
fails.
principle.
Yeah.
I knew I liked you. That's a spiritual principle.
Hey, you got
Devil
the.
has to return it to you tenfold. So yes. I see.
I'm a walking testimony. Every loss that I've ever taken, I've always got it back like multiple
Yes.
times. And
Now,
so it's important that I make sure that if I don't do nothing else, I'm at least inspiring somebody to go after their dreams, their goals, and be who they are called to be. Because you have to do what you're destined to do.
Boy, look at y'all having church. See, we got all kind of lift your hands
Yeah,
moments
that's what I
on
was
here
about to say.
tonight.
Lift your
Y'all,
hand.
y'all don't. So y'all gonna make me go into E flat real quick and tune up.
No, this is no.
Just pass the collection plate. We're gonna pass the solo. We're gonna go right past the solo. Pass the collection plate. All right. So let the people know how to find you on social media and how to get in contact with you. And we'll also share your information on our page.
Absolutely. So you can go to IG, it's Leveraging Business Credit. I'm also at I am Monica Lajoyce. And then Facebook, it is Leveraging Business Credit as well. To find me, my website is www.leveragingbusinesscredit.com. So if any of you guys are interested in enrolling in one of my programs, you can definitely go there. One of the most productive programs that has the most success is the Business Credit Boost program, and you will definitely not be disappointed.
I forgot to ask about that, the Business Credit Boost program, but we're gonna share it on the Instagram and so forth, so we can get more traction on it.
I mean, if she want to talk about it real quick, she can talk about it, because I think if that's the biggest program, let the people know about it, because they probably want to sign up for it today.
So the Business Credit Boost program is a 90-day program. It allows you to gain access within 3 to 6 months of up to $100,000 in business credit and funding, as long as you have revenue coming in. It is a one-on-one program. I set up all your business trade lines for you. I monitor your business credit scores and your business trade line payment history. Once your scores are met within 90 days, then we elevate your business credit to higher tier business credit approvals, as well as business funding. During that process, I also review and make sure that you have your business funding in line and your documentation in line with your banks, so that you are in a good position to be approved for however the amount of business credit you are interested in obtaining. And then on the flip side, I just added, which goes into effect October 1st, grant application assistance. So if you are interested in obtaining grants, that will be something that'll be incorporated. I'm going to walk you through the process of the fulfillment process, so that whenever you find a grant that you like, you can answer that application process within 10 to 15 minutes of applying.
Okay, that sounds like a good program.
Yeah, that sounds like
You got out, didn't you?
I told you we had some heat on the show tonight. I told y'all.
I hit you up. Remember, I asked. I was like, "Hey,
yes,
you ever had anybody?"
I tried to tell. Listen, I've been following her for a while, and I'm telling you, she is legit, from top to the bottom. Everything I checked out, and if we got them on this fire session, they gotta be dope. I'm just saying.
I mean, but we appreciate you for coming on and joining us.
I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we're grateful because of the wealth of information that you've given us just today. We know that, signing up for your services is going to be a blessing to us, as well as, helping you fulfill your passion and your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Is blessing other people. Again, we appreciate you. We will definitely share your information. And folks, if y'all need this help with this business credit, and y'all need this information, go to her website, go to her social media site, hit her up, DM her. You know what I'm saying? We know a lot of y'all stand people DMs anyway. You might as well DM
Don't jump in.
Go ahead and DMs. And I don't know what you're gonna be asking her, but ask her about some business credit. You know what I'm saying? To get yourself straight, because it's gonna pay off in the long run. Trust that.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. So we appreciate you. We'll go ahead and let you enjoy the rest of your afternoon or your evening. She's out in Florida, so
she can't do nothing right now. No way.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
All righty.
We'll be in touch. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Woo.
Let's go.
I mean, I feel like I need to sign up for some stuff today. Yeah,
I'm signing up. That's a fact. I'm signing up. Like,
I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, when I found this stuff out like over a year ago, it tripped me out, because I work for a company, but I'm like, I didn't know some of the stuff. And what made me check into it was this. I went, when I was applying for something, I was getting a check from a company I was working for. And when I took that, I would get this check monthly. And I took this check, and when I was trying to get approved for something, and they told me, Mr. Banks, we can't use that. And I was like, why not? It was like, well, because your company gets the full benefit of that. That's why you get the check. Your company, as the company as a whole, gets the benefit and the tax breaks of that. They just give you the check and the cash. And I was like, that's interesting. So that instantly made me check into business credit and all of those types of things. And it flipped me out because when they tell you no inquiries, like you can go apply for whatever, whenever, however many times, whatever you want. And I have not been denied yet. And it's crazy.
I could tell because you was very excited about that. When they say approve, approve,
Yes.
approve, I was like, oh, Benji been approved out here.
Trust me. Like it's crazy because normally you tend to have a tendency to think denial because that's sometimes personal credit. You can have a 700 credit score and
Yeah.
still get denied at some places for a credit card. You know what I mean? But to establish this business identity and to be able to go to companies like Linear, to be able to fund your t-shirt businesses, your clothing brand, all of that type of stuff, it's crazy, man. And like she said, if you got money on the books, that's all they want to see.
Yeah.
Well,
It's crazy.
I think the thing is like, unless you're signed up for some seminar or something, like this information just isn't just sitting there, like, or being just given every day. So it's like people want to, have a business, and they're like, dang, I want to figure out business credit, but it's like, how, where, and no one's just walking up like, hey, let me show you how to do all this, you know?
Right.
So
Nobody's teaching us this stuff. You literally figure it out on your own.
mhm.
That's why I appreciate our platform. When you asked about it, I was like, yo, like we already own it. We own it.
I
She
just
was
thought it
going to
was
be
so
on
dope.
the 30th of August, but we
Uh-huh.
we had to switch it because we had Linda in tow, and so
Yeah. I
perfect
just think it to
timing
be
though.
so. I thought it was gonna be like super dope. I'm like, oh, that I feel like I know a lot of people that either want a business or have created the LLC, like she said, have it's gone dormant. They haven't, whatever. There are different stages and different phases of it, and it's like with no true guidance or no true knowledge.
Right.
And of course, like I said, it's scary when you're trying to find somebody to put your business in and believe they're gonna help you, do
Right.
all this properly without, oh, it's going to cost this much and this much and this much, and all half that stuff you could do on your own. So, I like the fact that we brought somebody on and found someone for them.
yep.
It's
Hey,
dope, man.
and
It's
just
dope.
like we talked about last week, you cosmetically challenge people. This is a way you can win. You
Yeah.
keep denied. You
See,
keep getting turned
that's
down.
another lift your hands moment right there, because
Cosmetically challenged. This is a foolproof way that you can do something where you can get approval. You can get approval constantly.
They're
If
not checking to see if you're cute.
see, they
see, I mean, because if you got a good business credit score, girl, you know what I'm saying? We can talk now. You know what I'm
And then
saying?
maybe you dudes in people's DMs, if you got actual business and business credit established and stuff, maybe you can come with something.
See, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They just we putting the medicine in the candy, as Ken said, but we giving y'all premium game.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
like astrophysics, okay? This is game. This is
Yep.
what this is.
I
I
think the last few have been great. Like,
Yes.
I mean, we always have great shows, but they kind of been going like in like, business credit. This is the, buying a home, and we trying to get you guys health and wealth out here. Like,
Because we want y'all to support the show. We don't want y'all to be broke, okay?
Max.
We want y'all to support the show, okay? We want y'all to be established. So,
we don't want you to be
you know what
broke.
I'm saying? We might have a campaign, you know what I'm saying? We might go live and be like, yo, we need to raise funds for a TV show.
Hey,
Just saying.
you never know.
I'm
But
just
we
saying.
need y'all ready.
Trisha Michelle, talk to the people. Let them know where to find you on social media before we get up out.
She got the forehead out again and the antenna up there.
A little, let me tell you, I had to throw this little ponytail just up here when I got back. But anyway, Instagram, Trisha Michelle _YouTube, the little name right there. That's where you can find me on Instagram. YouTube is Trisha Michelle. Trisha Michelle everywhere, really. You know, that's what I'm running with. That's what I'm going to be establishing everywhere. It's going to be a brand with a whole bunch of stuff underneath it. So, you know, go ahead, tap in, follow, and get that done. I'm on Facebook too, but just under Patricia Bynum. You know, that's just me on there.
Got the forehead out. 2 weeks in a row.
You know, it's going to be two more.
2 more. Okay, all right. Got the forehead out. Praise God.
Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to the people.
Man, listen, man. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Go like, go subscribe. Y'all see the name down there, IGBRB4701. Go check me out. I mean, y'all know me already. Y'all know where to find me, right? Benji Banks. You can't help. That's my name. I literally had somebody ask me, "Is that really your name?" Like, I'm like, yeah, that's my name. That's my brand. That's my name. I'm like, you didn't know that was me? Weirdos. But listen, yes, that's my real name. You can find me in my cover photo. That's my name. That's my signature. That's the thing. You can find me there, and we're everywhere. I ain't totally flowing on TikTok yet because, you know, it's a little bit weird over there in TikTok land. But I'm going to get it rolling soon after a while. So we ain't ready yet, but I got some stuff working on it. But I'm going to get on there. For now, I'm just going to go in there and mess with Patricia and the forehead.
Hey, I've been lacking on TikTok, man. I've been so busy the past couple weeks. What's the 4701 stand for?
You know what? That's something Whatchcall gave me. IG. They wouldn't let me put my full freaking name on there.
That reminds me of Usher's album.
Yeah, I was like, he thought he was some Usher.
Yeah, like that's every time I see it, I think about Usher. Like,
okay, so IG is weird. They won't. Okay, they let me establish my whole business, everything on Instagram, full business, everything, and they won't let me put my freaking name on there because somebody else has the name.
Oh yeah, if someone else has it, you're messed up. So that's
and
why
I'm like, this is me. This is my name. This is me. Look, I don't be tripping off Instagram. They be doing too much, man. They done stole 2 of my pages.
Girl who had Trisha Michelle, so I didn't have to do the underscore part. Like, girl, you ain't use this. She ain't had no post. Girl, you ain't even on DM her. Give me my name.
Right. Just be like, I come to find out there's some bum rapper named Benji on YouTube. I'm like, man, come on,
rapper. He got bars.
He ain't got no bars. I listened to it because he got my name. I figured, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me check homie out. You know what I'm saying? He representing the name Whack, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be whack with the name Benji. Come on.
Let me find out you trolling him.
Oh man, that's terrible. That is terrible.
I'm just saying, but y'all can find me on there, man. If you got a small business and you're looking for us to kind of, you know, give you a little bit of exposure, hit me up in the DM. I got you. We'll make sure you're good because this cake pop tonight was fired up. Like,
first of all, wait, huh?
Oh, see, you missed. You missed out.
Yeah.
So you got a cake pop. We don't have no cake pop.
I don't want no cake pop. I'm good.
I mean, you can have a cake pop, Patricia. You can have a cake pop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no.
What's the caveat? What's the catch?
There's never a catch.
I don't want. Where's the cake pop from?
It's from the homie. It's from the homie Amanda, her own business. See.
Oh, see, thank you.
See, look at that. It's from the homie Amanda. See, I appreciate the extra shout out for her. You see that? Y'all can go check her out. Sweet Creations, XYXZ. Follow her on IG. Cake pop was fire. She can make your specialized stuff. Of course, she knows me as Bougie Benji. So tell her I sent you, and you'll be straight.
I got another assignment. I got another assignment for Ken for Houston.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all already know y'all can find me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. No, I am not a comedian. That was my original track when I first started this whole journey, but I deviated to what I'm really supposed to be doing, which is my passion and my purpose, as we always say. So that's why I got my name on these social media platforms. And people always say, do you do stand-up comedy? No, that was my original track, and that's where I started at. But You know what I'm saying? We had to do a little pivot because that really wasn't my thing. I have a lot of respect for stand-up comedians, and when I've kind of figured out, you know what I'm saying, what I wanted to do, it wasn't necessarily that as far as the comedy piece. So I didn't want to be disrespectful. I mean I didn't want to disrespect the craft, you know what I'm saying, by trying to pursue something that I wasn't really passionate about, something I could do, but hey, it wasn't me. So I got love for those guys, man. But no, when you look up Big Ken's comedy, you're not gonna get stand-up comedy, but you will get something to laugh at. That's for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a little improv moment with you.
Yeah, so you know what, and also make sure y'all go to the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms.
Absolutely.
Go to that social media platform, type FIYAH, the FIYAH session, and you'll pull us up, and you hit that like, subscribe button, and follow us to make sure that you don't miss any of the episodes or any of the content that we put out, because I'm telling you, we helping the people. We helping
y'all, because some of y'all need help.
The only place to be on Tuesdays,
I'm just saying, besides Taco Tuesday or getting you some nachos.
Still active when we're done, so the only place to be.
Ken, what I tell you, I'm going to go get.
Well, let me tell you something though. People out there always asking for money. If you asking for money, don't ask for money, because we giving you information on here on how to get the money yourself. Absolutely. So you don't have to ask nobody for money. So we giving you the information. So when you come to me and ask me, Ken, can I borrow some money? No.
Go watch the episode.
Episode 8.
Figure out how to make
that money.
30 days.
And listen. Go subscribe to the show, man. Like y'all act like y'all scared to go hit the subscribe button and comment. What's wrong with y'all? Go. We're trying to get over 4,000. It's like y'all stopped. We had 3,800 or something, like whatever you call it.
Right?
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go subscribe. We're trying to get to the 4,000 mark. Come on.
Tell you folks about us.
Yeah, tell everybody about us. We trying to be big. We trying to be, you know what I'm saying, that it's not about, you know what I'm saying, self-gratification or anything about us.
For me it is.
As we you know, is a common theme, and as Monica Lajoyce said tonight, that we trying to help people. That's the main thing that we're here for. We're trying to help people. We're trying to give you information that benefits you, because we could give you a whole bunch of topics and stuff like that's entertaining and that's all over the place.
Your podcast is whack with all of that. Y'all talk about the same stuff all the time.
Well, hey, we're just trying to help people. We appreciate it.
I just had to throw the little diss track out there. You know what I'm saying?
A little friendly fire.
Hey,
yeah, look, your podcast is whack. I just want you to know you talk about the same stuff all the time.
Oh, this is a person.
I mean, they don't want the smoke. You get what I'm saying? We might have to bring a few people on the show and just have a battle off. You know,
we just trying to
don't pour no more wine.
We just trying to help people.
All right, Patricia, you got the forehead tonight, so okay.
Don't pour no more wine.
Yeah, so we just trying to help the masses, y'all. We just trying to help and have a good time while doing it, and as y'all can see, this is exactly what we do. So we're gonna let y'all go and enjoy y'all week. Y'all make sure y'all tune in next week. We got a good topic for you. We're definitely gonna be talking about forgiveness and kind of, it's different things that's happened to us in our lives. And you know what? You have to forgive people and move on. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about next week is forgiveness.
Can I slap somebody still though? No.
I mean, that's an assault charge. So unless you want to go to jail with the booty bandits, you probably need to stay away from it.
Hey man, my lawyer has gotten me out of some stuff. So shout out.
Take your chances. Like Monica said, life is nothing without taking chances. So that's a chance you want to take. Go right ahead.
And hope the judge forgives you.
Yeah.
Come bail me out, Trisha. Come bail me out. The card. I'll send you come bail me out. That's all.
I got you. I'll pull up.
That judge gonna be like,
finish him.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good.
Y'all have a good one, man.
We enjoyed it. Be back next week. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Fiyah Session. Follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.